Hi guys, it's Rose and welcome back to Cheap Lazy Vegan and another video. Today we're gonna do kind of like a meal prep situation, but we're gonna be making some noodles. We will be meal prepping our own cup noodles, okay? These are DIY cup noodles that are super fun, and we're gonna make them in a little mason jar because we're nice and aesthetic, yes, okay? So we're gonna make 3 different kinds, and I'm gonna have all the recipes linked below as usual, and you can pick and choose whichever one you want to make. And basically these are just guidelines, okay? You can pick and choose different things and create your own lovely instant noodles. Basically all you have to do is add some hot water and then it'll be ready in like 2 minutes. I'm gonna show you guys 3 different ideas. You can try all of them, you can try one of them, whatever you wanna do. And yeah, let's get started. So we're gonna be making our own instant noodles, and the first recipe, we're gonna use rice noodles. Now you can use whatever types of noodles you want, and I've experimented a little bit with the rice noodles. Depending on the noodle, you might need to cook it like halfway. For these really thin ones that I'm gonna use, this one, all you really need is hot water, and you let it sit for like 2 or 3 minutes, and it's like good to go. But these are like really thin ones, so I recommend using the really thin ones if you don't want to like microwave them at all, and if you just want them to be ready with hot water, these are the ones you want to use. I kind of broke it apart a little bit, you know. Anyway, these are very messy. This one, I'm not going to cook them, but if you are using slightly thicker rice noodles, mostly cook them first, maybe just slightly less cooked before you do this part, okay? So I'm not cooking these, but you know what I'm saying, okay? So for this one, we're making like a miso sort of soup. We love a miso, so let's add in our miso paste. So we're gonna start with our miso paste. We're just gonna chuck that in there. And we're also gonna add some better than bouillon, which is basically like a seasoned vegetable base. You can also use a little bit of veggie stock, like maybe half a veggie stock cube or a quarter, whatever. I'm just gonna, this is gonna add lots of flavor. That saltiness. And then we're also gonna add some garlic. I have here some minced garlic. If you guys don't know yet, my garlic hack, okay, check out my garlic hack. I will link it down below. This is how I always have minced garlic. It's because of my garlic hack, because I hate mincing garlic, but I love garlic. Now, if you are a little bit like scared of using like raw garlic, you can just use garlic powder if you want. But yeah, it's really good with garlic, so highly recommend. Okay, and then we're also gonna add some green onion. You can also add grated ginger. I don't have any, but if you have it, you can add that in there as well. And then you wanna add some kind of vegetable. So that's gonna be like our seasoning. Okay, that's gonna give it the flavors. And then you can add in whatever veggies you want. Well, obviously it has to be feasible for a soup, right? So I'm gonna add in some baby bok choy. I'm just gonna like break apart the leaves a little bit. Yeah, baby bok choy is great. Also baby spinach would be really great. Yeah, so add in whatever veggies that you think would be a good fit. And I'm gonna use baby bok choy for this one. Perfect. I do like to use like a slightly bigger jar because then I can add in lots of veggies. So, yay. Now I'm gonna add in our noodles. So again, I'm gonna add the noodles without cooking them, but only because these are the thin rice noodles that will just kind of cook once you add hot water. And if you find that it doesn't really cook, like experiment with it, guys. Experiment with it, okay? If you find that it doesn't cook with the hot water, you can throw it in the microwave for a few minutes until it's fully cooked. There you go. There's the rice noodles. And then we gotta add some protein, okay? So far we've added flavor, vegetables, the carbs, and now we need protein. So for protein, I love adding tofu, so we're gonna do some tofu. Oh, shove that in there. The rice noodles might break, but that's okay. And edamame beans, okay? These are just frozen, they will melt in the fridge, but edamame beans, yay! And then we're gonna add in some corn as well. Again, all of these are kind of optional. You can do whatever you want with your own instant noodles. This is your own, so if there's anything you don't like, you don't have to add it, okay? And I also like to add in some fried shallot. Again, very optional, but it adds like a nice little flavor. There you go. There is the first DIY instant noodle with rice noodles. This one is a miso soup base. And all you have to do is just add some water. Now, I wouldn't add the water all the way to the top. Maybe like halfway, give it a little taste, and then add a little more if you need to. And then you just need it so that it's all submerged. So once you add the water, just submerge it and then let it sit for about 2 to 3 minutes, and then it's ready to eat. so for the next instant noodle, we're gonna make one with instant noodles. So we're gonna level up this very basic instant noodle right here. I got the cheapest one I could find, Mr. Noodle. This was 85 cents Canadian. I could probably find it even cheaper somewhere else. Anyway, very cheap, but the problem is I eat one of these and I am hungry in about 2 minutes. So I gotta add in other things, make it healthier, just, you know, make it more filling, make it more of a meal rather than just this. Because again, I will be hungry in 2 minutes. So first of all, what we wanna do is we wanna cook up the noodles. I cooked these for about 2 minutes. I think the total cooking time is about 4 minutes or 4 or 5 minutes. So I did about halfway because I don't want it to be too soggy by the time we're eating it. And because we're gonna be adding in hot water later when we eat it later, I want it to be somewhat cooked but not fully cooked. So I did about 2 minutes and then I rinsed it in cold water so that now it stops cooking, right? Because if you don't rinse it in cold water, it's gonna keep getting soggy. So you wanna rinse it in cold water thoroughly and it's ready to go. So now let's assemble our instant noodles. We're starting with, once again, some garlic, okay? This is a must. Again, if you wanna use garlic powder, you can do that as well. And then we're gonna add also some green onion. You can add these at the top as well if you want. There you go. And I'm gonna cheat a little bit and just use the soup packet. Why not? Okay, why not use the soup packet? So this is gonna give it most of the flavor, obviously. But if you want, you can add other flavors as well. But you know what? You might as well use the soup base. And by the way, if you want to meal prep a few of these, you could just do all of this in a batch and just cook up the noodles like all together and then just separate them. That way it's just easier. I'm gonna add a little bit of hot sauce. This part is optional, but I love me some sriracha. We're gonna add a bit of that. So next we're gonna add in some corn. Once again, we love corn. Oh, so we're gonna add that in. It'll help this become more filling as well. And then we're gonna add some carrots. I got some kind of shredded carrot right here. We're gonna add that in. We're making this healthier, guys. So we're adding in some veggies and some deliciousness, some color to this, okay? And then we're gonna add in some broccoli. That's gonna be our veggie. So this one, as you can see, it's kind of veggie packed because we're trying to make the instant noodles healthier. So we're gonna add some broccoli. And again, if you wanted to, you can add baby bok choy as well or spinach. There you go. We got some broccoli in there. And now we can add in our noodles that are half cooked, basically. So let's just shove that in. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And then of course we gotta have our protein. So we have some tofu for this one. So we're just gonna, you can use soft tofu, medium tofu, firm tofu, whatever you wanna use. I like either a soft or a medium firm. There you go. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And this part is totally optional, but I'm gonna add in some vegan kimchi at the top, and that's gonna add even more flavor and deliciousness. There you go. Wow, look how epic this looks. So all you have to do is, again, add some water and just submerge it. I would add, I don't know, maybe a little less than the full amount and just like let it all submerge and let it sit for about 2 to 3 minutes until it is cooked and ready to eat. And you don't have to eat it straight out of the jar. You can actually pour it into a bowl if that's easier, or you can eat it straight out of the jar. There you go. There is my lovely, healthier instant ramen. Alright you guys, so the last one I'm going to be showing you is going to be a spicy udon. Okay, it's gonna be very delicious. And again, you can pick and choose the types of noodles. You can use ramen noodles for this if you want, or rice noodles, it's up to you. So for udon noodles, I actually cooked it basically all the way through. Basically take like 2 minutes because they're already basically cooked. You just have to boil them. What I find is that with the udon noodles, I do wanna cook them basically all the way before I do this, because I realized that when I put the hot water, it doesn't like fully cook it if it wasn't fully cooked. I don't know if that makes sense. But for me, I just cook it all the way through for this one. But yeah, the udon noodles are ready, and again, rinsed in cold water. And now let's assemble. So we got another giant jar right here, and we're gonna start with adding our flavor. So this one, we're gonna use gochujang, which is Korean red pepper paste. This one is a spicy, delicious Korean spicy sauce that we add in everything, okay? So it's gonna add lots of flavor and some spice. So we're gonna add that here. Ooh, there we go. Fine. Okay, next we're gonna add a little bit of better than bouillon, which again is basically a veggie stock. Again, adding in a little bit of flavor into our broth, making it more deep in flavor. Next, we're gonna add some soy sauce as well. We're adding lots of flavor to this one. Udon noodles are thick, so I kind of want more strong flavors, okay? And then we're also gonna add, of course, some minced garlic. Next, of course, green onion. As you can see, these are non-negotiables. And we're also going to add baby bok choy this time. So again, I'm just gonna like rip these up into smaller, thinner pieces. And again, if you wanted to use like spinach or broccoli for this, works perfectly as well. Let's just shove that in there. And now we can add the noodles. Woo! This one has like a small opening, so I'm just gonna be careful here. Add in those udon noodles. Ooh! There you go. Udon noodles, and of course we need the protein. So again, we're gonna use soft tofu, or I think this is medium firm actually, some sort of tofu. And once again, I wanna add in some edamame beans as well. You can also do any other types of beans if you want. I did chickpeas one time, that was really good. So that's up to you. And you know what, just for fun, I'm just going to top with some more green onions. And there you go. There is spicy udon noodle soup. Again, you just wanna fill mostly to the top, but not really. Basically, mostly to the top to cover all the ingredients in there, and then let it sit, and then you mix it around, and then it's ready to eat. So the one thing I noticed after the fact was that when the jar was fully refrigerated and I added the boiled water, the contents were too cold, so it didn't heat up enough. So what I recommend is if you're gonna eat these straight out of the fridge, then add the water, either hot or warm, and then microwave it for around 2 to 3 minutes, and then it should be ready. If you add water to these at room temperature, they should be ready to eat in about 2 to 3 minutes just by simply adding in boiled water and just letting it sit. So yeah, I prefer to just add boiled water. So what I do is, I don't know, an hour or two before I want to eat these, I just take it out of the fridge and then I just add boiled water. That's what I recommend. But if you want to eat them straight out of the fridge, then you might want to have a microwave around, or you can even warm this up on the stove by adding in water into the jar and then just mixing it up and then just pouring the contents into a pot and bringing it to a boil. So those are the options. All right, you guys, so that is it for my vegan instant noodles, DIY instant noodles. Let me know down below what you thought of this video, if you would try this at home. I think it's such a fun meal prep idea. Once again, if you wanted to, you could just make all of these in bulk. I only made 1 serving of each, but you can definitely, you know, quadruple the recipe and make, you know, 4 different servings, so you could take it to work for the week. They're so fun, and I want to try out different combinations and see how that goes. So yeah, make sure you check out my blog post, which is linked down below with the recipes and measurements that I used, but don't forget to make it your own and have fun with it, guys. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already, and give me a little comment down below letting me know what you think of this video. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!